Okay, so this is the part 4 of the series of lectures in chapter number 8, term structure and volatility of interest rates. And in this video, we will be talking about measuring yield curve risk. So basically, exposure of a portfolio or a position to change in the term structure is called the yield curve index. Yield curve risk can be measured by changing the spot rate for a particular key maturity and determining the sensitivity of a security or portfolio to this change. Holding spot rate for the other key maturity is constant. The sensitivity of change in value to a particular change in spot rate is basically the called rate duration. Changing the spot rate for a particular key maturity, as I said, rate duration can be calculated for every point on the spot curve. Thus, there is a vector of rate duration as compared to a single measure. The total change in value if the rates change by same number of basis points is simply the effective duration, which we have already talked about. If all the rates change by the same amount. Key rate duration basically measured for 3 months in practice is measured for a 3 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 year, 15, 20, 25 and 30 year bond. Changes in rates between any two key rates are then calculated using linear approximation. Level shift can be quantified by changing all key rates by the same number, as I have already said, of the basis points and determining based on corresponding key rates the effect of value on the portfolio. The impact of steepening of the yield curve can be found by decreasing the key rates at the short end of the yield curve and determining the positive change in the portfolio's value using the corresponding key rates and increasing the key rates at the long end of the yield curve and determining the negative change in the portfolio and using the corresponding key rates. And this can also be done for the flattening of the yield curve by doing the reverse, right? So let's talk about this example in this Excel sheet, which I have embedded in this one. Okay, so this is the Excel sheet I have developed to explain the concept of key rate duration. So here you can see what I did is I have assumed for this spot rate curve we have maturities from 1 to 10 and these are the spot rates. So these spot rates are you can see I have plotted these spot rates on I should have a curve here. Okay, let me do it again. I am plotting these spot rates to show you something. When I plotted these spot rates, they look like this. So for a parallel shift, we are shifting this yield curve for 50 basis points, and you can see it's the parallel shift. And for a non-parallel shift, it is this like this. So rates are not changing in the same way, as we have already discussed what we mean by a non-parallel shift, right? Okay, so what we mean here by the key rate duration. So as already explained, the key rate duration is the change in the spot rate for a particular key maturity and determining the sensitivity of a security or a portfolio to this change, holding the spot rates for other key maturities constant. The formula we use is for this key rate duration is T naught minus T positive divided by change in Y. So D is change in yield into P naught, right? Okay, so I am taking this hypothetical example. So we have a 5-year bond with 5% annual coupon rate. So you will have 5 coupon payments of 50 and 1000 at the maturity. So what I am doing is calculating the present value of this coupon bond at these spot rates. So if you see, so these are at these specific spot rates, right? Its value is 1028. So now assume that only one of the spot rate is changing. So let's say this from 3% to 3.5%. Now all these present values will remain same, only this will be changed. And now this cash flow of 50 will be discounted back at 3.5%. And you can see prices decrease from 1028.46 to 1028.23. What is the key rate duration here? So the key rate duration is initial price minus price when interest rates increased divided by change in yield 50 basis points into initial price. We got a value of 0.05. So this is the key rate duration. How to interpret it? It will be interpreted as we interpret the duration. It will tell us how much will be the change in the price. So if we just multiply this key rate duration 0.05 with the 50 basis point change, you will get minus 0.02%. It says that if the spot rate for 1 year increase by 50 basis point, the price will decrease by 0.02%. Right? In other way, or a simpler way to calculate key rate duration for all of these maturities is using this method. So here what I am doing is calculating weights. So this is the weight. How to calculate weight? Divide each present value with the total price. So I am basically calculating weighted price. You can see formulas here, and then multiplying each weight with the maturity. So I am just multiplying each weight with maturity. So these are now key rate durations, right? So the key rate duration for each of the maturity. How to now interpret these multiple key rate duration? It will be so minus for the duration. So the key rate duration for year 1 multiplied by 50 basis point change plus key rate duration for year 2 multiplied by 40 basis point change plus key rate duration for year 3 multiplied by 30 basis point plus key rate duration for year 4 multiplied by 20 basis points plus key rate duration for year 5 multiplied by 10 basis point. If we convert it into a percentage, and if I, so this is minus 54%. It means that if all the rates change by these particular basis points, price will decrease by 54 basis points. So let's see whether it's true or not. So how we can see it? We can see it by calculating PV at new spot rates, right? PV at new spot rates. So let me calculate the PV. So this is the cash flow divided by 1 plus. So this is the new spot rate raised to the power this, right? So 49.75. So I have made some mistake. Okay. D27 divided by C6. Okay, so this is not C6. This is here C5. Okay, so 48.31, right? Let me just uh, fix this here. Let me copy this formula below quickly, and then C. Then we have D, E, F, and G, right? Until G. Okay. So if I add these, this will give me price at new spot rate, right? So first is for 1028.46, now it's 1023.11. So what is the percentage change? So the percentage change is this one minus this one divided by initial, right? And if I change it into percentage, so okay, sorry. So it's basically this one minus this one. So minus 0.52, which is very close to what we got through formula. So this is all the idea of key rate duration and how to calculate key rate duration. So we just talked about key rate duration for a individual bond. Let's talk about key rate duration of a portfolio. Here, if you can see, I am talking about three different bonds in this portfolio. Face value each of 1,000 and a coupon of 5%, and the maturity is 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year. So this portfolio's value is 30 million, which is equally distributed in these different bonds. So for bond one, because there is no intermediate payment, its duration will be equal to 1. For bond two, I have calculated the key rate duration just like that 5-year bond here below. So the cash flows will be 50, 50, 1050. These are the present values. These are the weights, and this is term into weight, which we call key rate duration. So its key rate duration will be 0.05, 0.09, 2.73, right? And total will be 2.87. Okay, and then finally, bond 3, which is a 5-year bond, which is basically this bond. So I have just copied these values here, right? So here you can see this is the portfolio duration for each yield level or each year, right? So for the first year, this is the portfolio key rate duration calculated as an average of these durations, right? So as our portfolio is equally weighted, so the duration will be just the average. And when we sum them up, this will be like this, right? So now again, how to interpret these individual key rate durations? These will be interpreted in the same way as we interpreted before. So first duration multiplied by basis points we are considering. So the basis points we are considering same, right? So the 50 basis points, second duration into second key rate duration into 40 basis point, third, and so on until fifth duration. So this says that if the value of the if the all the key rate durations changes by the certain percentage basis points or certain basis points, your value of the portfolio will decrease by minus 0.64%, which will be equivalent to 192,371.23. So this is the key rate duration for portfolio, and this is the key rate duration of the bond, and this is all about this concept of key rate duration. In our next video, we will be talking about the concept of yield volatility and how to measure the yield volatility. Thank you.